let's make progress. We want to talk about the NPP Parliamentary Primaries. Now, 11 aspiring candidates have been disqualified from the process. Now, there's a lot of things surrounding this NPP primaries, and
is Honorable running?
Well, he will tell us. So let me just quickly read. There's a headline from myjoyonline.com. 11 aspirants disqualified from contesting in the NPP parliamentary primaries. Now, briefly, 11 aspiring candidates have been disqualified from the New Patriotic Party parliamentary primaries scheduled for January 27th. Now, the disqualified candidates are from the constituencies where the party currently has sitting members of parliament. This was contained in a summary of the party's vetting last week. Now, according to Joy News, the party did not disclose the specific reasons for disqualifying candidates. Let me just stop there and come to you, Honorable, because I think that you probably give us the inside scoop here, and then why is it that where the sitting candidates, sitting MPs are, these constituencies, the aspirants were disqualified? What's going
on? Every party have a constitution that guides the party. Apart from the constitution, whenever we are having our parliamentary and presidential primaries, there are guidelines. There are modalities that you have to follow.
Yeah.
There are certain criteria that you need to meet to become a parliamentary candidate. Even in our constitution, there's one thing but sometimes I always ask myself, how do we determine that as well?
Okay.
You need to be of sound mind.
Yeah, it's a very interesting part of the constitution.
And I ask whether the EC will go and check your brain before they'll give you a nomination forms. But that's in the constitution.
Yeah.
In our case, where we have sitting members of parliament, there's a clause that if you want to contest a sitting member of parliament, then after paying for your filing fee, you have to pay for a development fee.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
The development fee, in the sense that the member of parliament in that constituency have nurtured the constituency, have taken care of the constituency. Every problem in the constituency, it is his responsibility. You sit somewhere in the comfort of your home, enjoying your businesses, and you make money, and you just pop in to come and contest the person. What has been your contribution in the constituency?
Okay.
That is why you pay for a development fee. That will also take care of the constituency, because that 40,000 cedis or the 20,000 cedis, your how do you call it? Your competitor has spent more than that in that constituency, whilst you are enjoying it. So then you also come and contribute as well. Disqualification will come in so many means. Then let me give you one example. I had an opportunity to be on one of the vetting committees in Greater Accra, Ablukuma West, for instance.
Okay.
And one lady was disqualified against Honorable Slausu and then Ronnie Nico. She was disqualified based on her distance from the party for some time and her contribution to the party. That for some time, you don't involve yourself in any party activities.
Okay.
You don't take part in anything in the constituency. You have not been taking part of the campaign or you have not contributed anything for so many years.
I see.
Somebody have been taking care of the constituency, and then you just come and contest. So the chairperson of the vetting committee said, look, yes, you're a party person. We know you're a party person. But for some time, you have not been able to nurture the constituency. And so for that, go and join the campaign and come back in 4 years' time.
Okay.
I have heard other reasons of 11 people. And I mean, we have 337 constituencies.
137.
137 constituencies. We have close to about 400 people contesting.
Okay.
And 11 were disqualified. 11. They have a chance of appealing this week.
Okay.
And for example, the woman that I set an example, she go to the vetting committee. Yes, I've been a member, because when she came to the vetting, she was giving us the genesis of when she started the party, her contribution, and all those things. Maybe by going to the vetting committee and speak some of these things, they would understand and let her go.
Okay.
If you look at what happened in our last parliamentary primaries, where a lot of people were disqualified to favor certain candidates, which for that one I would say for a fact, it affected the party. So this time around, because if not, how can somebody become a member of parliament somewhere, a sitting member of parliament somewhere, and then become a parliamentary candidate in a different constituency? Yes, your doorsteps. So can't go enough.
Okay.
But the party have decided, look, for the sake of unity and for the sake of how do you call it, the crucial election that is ahead of us.
Yeah.
Let's give them the chance. Let everybody go and contest.
Okay. Let me come to you, Prof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your thoughts on this, and then I also want you to comment on the 18 NPP MPs who are bowing out of Parliament as well, and what this sort of bodes for the future. Then, of course, we'll come back to Honorable.
Yeah, quite interesting. I mean, I think that we create our own democracies and they become monsters to bite us, right? So it's more like a Frankenstein monster here. For instance, I mean, and this is where we confuse the electorates, right? When we don't have the resource, we'll tell electorates that the MP's job is not development. The MP's job is to legislate, right? So if a political party or a non-political party is asking for a development levy, right? If a named political party is asking for a development levy, what it invariably means is that we are encouraging this voter or the ordinary voter or the constituents to have the belief that indeed the NP's work is for development, it's for building roads, it's for building hospitals, it's for building that.
I think the general narrative sort of
that we are creating leads to that.
Yeah.
So, and when we hit bottom rock, we now say, oh, the MP's job is to legislate. Can we not confuse the people? Right. So I think that all of these things we mix in to weave people out sometimes does not help the narrative, because we actually push it out there and we create that impression around ourselves.
Okay.
Right. And at the end of the day, it becomes a money game. Right. So, for instance, this is the most piecemeal parliamentary process I've ever seen in the history of any political party. They've been very careful. I mean, they went on orphan seats. They are done with orphan seats. Right, they are now going on the tangent of that, and it's so piecemeal that it's jarring when you.
But why?
The entire process.
I can say from where I sit, they are being more deliberate and they are being more intentional.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's piecemeal. I'm not like condemning it, but it's just surprising enough that a certain political party is so careful enough, in the name of breaking the eight, trying to put their ducks in a row.
Last 4 years, the same thing. We did an orphan before the sitting members of Parliament.
But you were still in power, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
He's saying that as you are sitting and you have all the control and the power, you're still being very deliberate and very.
Yeah.
cautious.
So in any case,
I don't think there's any problem.
Yeah,
with
I'm
that.
not saying there's any problem with that. So I'm just eliminating what process it is, right? In any case, you have a leader of your political party in the name of Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia now, right? Who some members of your party claim to have been nominated in his time as running mate under very bizarre circumstance, when some even say he didn't even have a party card back then, right? And you are using the same litmus test to disqualify other people you think who want to be members of parliament. This is a leader of your party, and the circumstance under which he became a member of your party, right? And now the leader of your party, you are asking people not to be parliamentarians because you think that they are not participating or they've not met a certain criteria of membership.
Well,
the vice president is being nominated by the flag bearer of the party.
No, I'm not saying it's not.
For parliamentary candidates, you go through an election in your constituency. There are some criteria that you need to meet to become a parliamentary candidate.
Yes.
It's different from nominating you.
I am not disputing that. But what I've said, who is the leader of your political party now? Who is leading your party?
It's the vice president.
Constitutionally.
And
so what I am saying,
as you are aware,
he's not going to be. Right? Because I said that this election is going to be one of credibility crisis, right? On the part of Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia, and one of vindication on the part of John Dramani.
Really? That sounds interesting. Okay.
Right. Okay. So watch it. Right. So yes, if your leader, right, weaved himself into the party under such circumstance, and you are using a certain lens. I don't mind whether it's constitutionally enshrined or whether it's a process of it, but it doesn't reflect well.
But when you say
on the
weaved
process.
himself into it, almost suggests that
Yeah.
he did by his own machinations. But the party welcomed him. The party embraced
Yeah, so if you
him.
welcome him, why create this scenario at the bottom of a position much lesser than the leader of the party?
But Prof, have you been following the NDC
We're
parliamentary?
talking NPP Parliamentary
No,
now.
I'm
So can
asking
we,
you.
no, I follow this, but we're talking
As I'm
NPP now.
speaking to
Can
you,
we
as
exhaust
I'm
it?
speaking to you today,
Yeah.
the 10th of January,
Yes.
the NDC don't have a parliamentary candidate at Ododio. As I'm speaking to you today,
No, but
we
if
don't
we-
have.
if we have
simply
a-
because
Yes.
somebody was disqualified. In the same grounds that we have
And-
disqualified some people.
No,
So
and
you're
look
saying
at
that
these.
disqualifications
It doesn't
happen.
matter.
No, what,
Easily.
I'm coming in here. So you look at all these disqualifications, what have you, right?
And you have some
He
causes that
just
don't even
mentioned
conduct an election today.
He just mentioned Osler's constituency, right? You look at the 11 people. Just dig a little deeper into them. You'll see they're trying to protect certain people. within their
That's why you have a
space,
contest. Ronnie is
Right.
contesting Hustler.
right? No, I'm not saying she's not having a contest. So why don't you allow it free and fair? Let the other lady join the race.
But he
But I
says,
give
but he
reasons.
says
I
that
can give
per,
reasons
per
as-
their
Yes,
constitution,
let me give you
Right.
the
she doesn't qualify.
Let me give the reason why
Which
she
is-
was qualified.
which somewhat-
Disqualified.
some of them
Ablekuma West.
are
West.
subjective.
Sylvia Menu disqualified. Aspirants have not nurtured the constituency. Aspirants have not been paying her dues. You come to Ayawaso West Walk.
I can understand dues, but when you say nature, a constituency, that's very vague.
No, but they have their
We have a
own
structure
ways
as to how
of
you take care of the
nurturing.
constituency.
There you go. You see?
Anyway, so
Right.
but then a quick comment on this MPP MPs bowing out of parliament. Just a quick comment on it briefly before.
Well,
we come to-
I think regardless of our political differences, there's some quality on both sides of the house, which I quite admire, and I think that I've watched people grow themselves. Right, Afenyo Makin is one of the very people that you'd see that has actually gone through the ropes, and he is where he is on the front bench of the party.
Yeah.
So you see, and then you go to the NDC side, you've seen the likes of Sam George and all of that coming up, youngsters, Alassane Suhini also proving their mettle. So it's quite an interesting thing to see that, okay, well, I think Chairman Sebonsu is one of the people,
Who's
right?
bowing out,
Yeah, who's
yeah.
buying out. He's exuded experience. I may have my differences with him and disagree with him many times, but he's always stood his grounds and represented his party with very strong force and engagement. At the bipartisan level, I think that sometimes we may tend to have some consensus, even though in the last 8 years, he's not giving us that, because I remember his infamous e-levy stunts and all of that. So, but it's been interesting. We're going to miss them. And I hope that those people they are handing the batons to would actually also learn the ropes to come in and then prove, contribute their quota to the development
badly
of
is this gonna
Parliament,
affect
and for
your
that matter,
fortunes?
Ghana.
In fact, there are only two people that I'm surprised of them not contesting, but I've spoken to them. They're very close friend of mine. The Deputy Minister for Gender, Frances Carlton Mensah, who is a very close friend of mine. She's my body.
Okay.
And she gave me her reasons, which I don't think I can disclose the reasons. She has done a second term. And then Sule, Tepa MP, has also given his reason as to why he's also not contesting.
Okay.
The 16 that is left, they have all served more than 3 or 4 terms. Chief Samboso has been in Parliament from 1996 till date. Atachia has been in Parliament from 2009 when the current president left.
Okay.
He took over from the current president.
Okay.
Dambotri has been in Parliament for a very long time. Kennedy has been in Parliament for a very long time. My Deputy Minister, Benito, has been in Parliament. I think this is his 5th term. And a lot of them, the 16, all of them, have been, they have
You feel it's
served
time to move on.
exactly.
Okay. All right.
When you get to a time and then you feel that, looking at the situation in the constituency, some might give reasons, some age, some maybe looking at their strengths, campaigning and all those things. They feel that, look, let me say
fair.
goodbye to the constituency
active,
and also. But I believe strongly that we are going to have equal quality people to come and replace them. Because we are looking at the kind of people that we have now. And let me be honest and be sincere with you. And I hope this one, my party will not take me on. But it's a fact. The attrition rate from our side in Parliament is a major problem. Just as Prof said, when you look at the NDC side, the young ones that entered in Parliament 2012, most of them are still there. But in our side, 16, we are bringing new 16 in. When you look at the number of the NDC members who were not able to go to Parliament, were less than 20 or something. And those who could not even run again, who are senior people, were about 5 or 6 people compared to ours. So you can see that when it comes to the debate on the floor,
the experience on the other side.
The attitude of my brother, Sam George, if you get a first-timer MP, it will be different.
Pitch him against he's in trouble.
This will be Okudjato's 4th term if he wins, which I know definitely he will. The experience is there. Compared to an NDC MP who said that there's a pillar in front of him, so where he sits in Parliament, the Speaker cannot identify him to call him. That's the problem that so you can see that when
we're not going there.
When you keep long in Parliament, you get the experience, you get the exposure. But when others are coming and others are, it becomes a problem. And one thing that the last time, honestly, went for a meeting, and I see some of former members of Parliament. And these are people that have the institutional memory that can able to help Parliament. And honestly, in as much I was not happy that Babin won the speakership, it got to a point I was like, look, it is good that he won as well. Because this is somebody who has been there from Adam.
Experience.
And he's still there. Collins Dawda has been in Parliament since 92 and he's still in Parliament. But I pray this time around, he loses.
Why?
Okay, you know what? Don't take the bait.
Okay, I'm not taking